One of the major advantages in using Showcase is the tight integration with Inventor. Once you import an Inventor model in Showcase, it automatically converts design views and driven constraints into compelling imagery, animations, and real-time 3D presentations. Therefore, the integration is a major time saver. It takes your model to the next step without having to prepare the model in advance. So here we have this assembly in Inventor. I'm going to import this one into Showcase. But before doing that, let me show you I have here a couple of design views already created. So remember, with design views, you can hide or show components, keep different color combinations, orientations, as well as section views. So for example, here I have different color combinations, a gray body, copper, and blue. Different orientations, so you see this view is closer. This is an isometric view and another isometric view. And here we have a full body and a section view. So the advantage is once you import the model in Showcase, all the design views are imported and translated into Showcase alternatives and shots. Now here I have this constraint which allows to move the gears. So let me show you. And a constraint can be translated into Showcase behaviors. Thus, this automatically animates Inventor constraint, avoiding manual processes. Okay, so now let's go to Showcase. So when you launch Showcase, you will start with this new dialog box. It allows to start with a sample scene, as you see here, open an existing scene, or start from scratch with a new scene. Now, Showcase is so powerful because it allows to bring different types of formats such as AutoCAD, Inventor, Revit, Alias, 3ds Max, Modbox, and third-party applications and neutral formats. In addition, at the beginning, you can select an existing environment which helps you to present a 3D model in a realistic manner. So we're going to select this one, let's say for instance, and we're going to import our Inventor assembly. And as you see here, Showcase will convert a constraint into a behavior, into a Showcase behavior. With this dialog box, you can specify the quality you want. And as you see, Showcase is going to convert a 3D model into a Showcase format. So now, all what I will do is show how easy it is to set the scene up after converting any 3D model into a Showcase format. Then I will show the results of the conversions, in other words, how design views become alternatives and shots, and how constraints become behaviors. So as you see, we don't have the right orientation. So here is very simple to change the orientation by using model properties. So there you go. Now I need to move the floor, but that is very simple in Showcase. With a single click, I have the right floor's location. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my environment's size. So here is very simple in Showcase. Finally, if you want to enter a more accurate environment location or floors locations too, here you can do it by entering decimals. So now let me show you how the design views were converted into Showcase alternatives and Showcase shots. So as you see here, we have the same design views in Showcase. So different colors combinations, the full body and section views. Here in our shots we have the different orientations. So for example, view 1, view 2, and blue main body. Then remember, we imported and translated an inventor constraint into a showcase behaviors. So let me show you here the behaviors. So now here I can show the animations. So as you saw, the main benefits are excellent integration, huge time savings compared to traditional rendering and animation applications, ease of use. Once the file is converted, it's already rendered. And the last one is, within minutes, Showcase brings designs to life. In other words, an inventor model can be turned into photoreal imagery and animations. Now, the next feature in Showcase is called Visual Styles. With Visual Styles, you can control the appearance of your model. This functionality can be used as a communication tool while working with your design team or your customers. It allows you to visualize a finished product while experimenting with different appearances in real time. So here we have different realistic visual styles. We also have the highest quality option called ray tracing. Besides, we have non-photorealistic styles, as you see here, and diagnostic tools. So I can see my mesh model. If you remember, when we were importing the inventor assembly, Showcase will convert the inventor model into a Showcase format, a mesh model. You can also check the normal direction of your surfaces and also the ambient shadows. So by using visual styles, you get closer to the desired visual look without changing material properties. Besides, visual styles can also troubleshoot your scene with diagnostic options. Now, in the next segment, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create new alternatives in Showcase. So let me go back to alternatives. So remember, we had these alternatives already created because when I was importing the assembly model in Showcase, Showcase converted all the design views into Showcase alternatives. But if you want to create more alternatives in Showcase, you can do it by picking and clicking, so you can create design variations and validate your design in real time. So let me show you how easy it is. So before doing that, let me open my materials library. So Showcase has its own materials, but also Showcase is sharing materials with different Autodesk applications such as AutoCAD, Inventor, Revit, and 3ds Max. So when you apply a material, let's say for instance in Inventor, you don't need to reapply the same material here because all these Autodesk applications are sharing the same materials library. But Showcase has its own materials library here. So I'm going to use its own material library. So all what I'll do here is I will start changing the textures and colors of my components. Okay, so let's say for instance I'm going to change my body. Instead of black, I will select red. So you will see when you apply a new material, the scene is already rendered. So you don't need to wait a long time to get a rendering image because it's already rendered. It's a real-time rendering 3D presentation. So I will continue changing the materials. So here, my gear. I have here different categories. This one. Now, when you're going to apply materials for the internal components, you don't need to hide external components. If all these materials have the same material or the same color, you can select all of them with a single step. As you see, all objects with this material, and then I will select aluminum. These internal materials too. Gold. If you want to use the search line, you can do it, and Showcase will find a material for you with keywords. Here you go. Now I'm going to select all these bolted connections in a single step. Then I'm going to apply this new material. So now, after applying these new materials, let me show you how easy it is to create new alternatives. So by selecting all of them, it will create a new alternative. Now if you want to change the main body, I'm going to change this one again. I will select more colors. Okay, so let it, for instance, I'm going to select this one. And I will apply this color, green. So you see I have different types of green. Okay, so for example this one. Then I will apply a new alternative, yellow, a new alternative. Okay, so now you have in real time different alternatives here in Showcase. So by picking and clicking, you can create design variations and validate your design in real time. So you can show your customer different options of your design. Now the alternatives in Showcase have 3 different types of alternatives. So you see you can create a model lineup, material lineup, or positional lineup. So let me show you another option in Showcase is create visibility options. I'm going to show all the components and I'm going to create a new alternative showing the internal components. Okay, so I will start with this one. I will select all my components and I will add a new alternative. Then I will hide the external components. So I will start hiding these components. And I will create a new alternative. So I will select these internal components and I will add a new alternative. Okay, so now I have 2 visibility options. So all content, internal components. And you can show this with different colors too. As I mentioned, in Showcase you have 3 types of alternatives. So the first one is related with visibility, the second one is related with color combinations, and the last one is related with positions. So you can place your components in different positions by using Positional Line app. But you can take advantage of positional representations in Inventor. In addition to view representations and driven constraints, positional representations defined in Inventor are automatically recognized by Showcase and will produce alternatives automatically. So let me go back to Inventor and I will show you another assembly which has positional representations already created. So here in this assembly, I have these 2 positional representations. Closed, open. So remember, when I import an Inventor model into Showcase, Showcase will convert these positional representations into alternatives right away. Here I have a driven constraint 2 in this assembly. So now let me go back to Showcase and I will show you an existing scene of this assembly and we will see how Showcase converted these positional representations into alternatives and this driven constraint into behavior. So I will open an existing scene So now let me show you here in Showcase how the driven constraint was translated into a behavior, and how the positional representations were translated into alternatives. So you see here I have two positional representations. This is my positional lineup, closed, open. So as you can see, all the positional representations become alternatives. Being an Autodesk product, Showcase has very good integration with Autodesk Inventor. There is no need to recreate positional representations. Now, another feature regarding alternatives is the ability to insert decals and logos on surfaces in order to get a more realistic appearance. So now I'm going to create another alternative with a logo. So I will open my material library. Then I will look for this color here. So it's here. And as you see, I can create a new material in my scene using a decal. So then I'm going to edit this material. Then I will look for the logo. So here's my logo. When you are inserting a decal, you will see a green star. The green star is the decal grip. Now I will select this grip, and as you see, I have different options in my properties dialog box. So out of it, I can change the scale. Here I have more options: color, highlight, and other options. Okay, so I'm going to change this one too. I will insert my logo again here. Then I will change the color. Okay, and now I will change the scale. So I will enter other values. Now, if you want to move your decal, so you should use your transform handles. So I will activate my handles, and then I'm going to move my decal. So you can do it dynamically, or you can enter precise values. Okay, so now it's in the right location with the right size. So I'm going to close my properties. Then I'm going to select all, and I will create another alternative. Now if you want to turn off your decal grip, you can do it here using the options menu. So then you have a new alternative with your logo, with a logo, with logo. Now let's talk about shots. So in Autodesk Showcase, there are three main types of shots. We will focus on the most popular type, which allows you to create a movie where the camera transitions from a start to an end point. Okay, so we will create a new shot. As you see here in Showcase, it's very simple to create a new shot. The only thing you need to define is a start point. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to define this one as my start point here. And then I will select an endpoint. So let's see, for instance, here. Now we'll specify the transition and the duration, and there you go. With only a few clicks, user selects the starting and ending point. Showcase automatically produces the video segment where the camera moves from the starting point to ending point in fluid transition. In traditional rendering applications, defining a camera path and rendering video segment was very cumbersome and very time-consuming. Showcase provides results in a matter of seconds with minimal input by the user. So you can save time and get amazing results. In addition, you can save all these shots together as a movie with different types of formats such as AVI, MP4, and so on. Now, when I'm going to see internal components or mechanisms, I can use these three features together. So I can specify or select this alternative. So with this alternative, I have a transparent main body. Now I will select this shot in order to see the details, and I can see the motion by using behaviors. But it's even better if I use section views. So let me change my alternative. I will close behaviors. I will open my section views. I will select this component and I will create a new section view. So now, as you see, I can see the internal components due to the section views. So if your design has internal components, section views enable you to see all the details and mechanisms. It's very easy to create them. So now let me show the animation and you will see what is happening inside the model. Now, before talking about the next feature, I will open another existing scene. This one has more shots and alternatives. Now in this scene, I have more shots as you see here. In this case, I have the same alternatives. And I will start talking about storyboard. So storyboard is one of the most powerful tools in Showcase. It's a very effective presentation tool. This feature allows you to create a collage of different design alternatives, behaviors, and shots. So you see, I can place all these three features together in a single presentation called storyboard. I have all my shots here, the behavior, and also my alternatives. So let me show you the result. Now the main benefit is it gives the ability to communicate your design as one complete presentation in Flash format. So if you want to create a Flash presentation, you can do it by using storyboard. As you see here, I can create my Flash presentation. And another advantage is it's very easy to use. So if you want to edit or create your own storyboard, you can do it by using this timeline. So it's very simple because the only thing you need to do is drag the segments and that's it. Now the last thing about alternatives is you can save exploded views in your alternatives. So I'm going to open a consumer product scene. I will turn off the grips and I'm going to show you in the alternatives how you can save exploded views in the positional line app. Showcase has dynamic tools to quickly create an exploded view. Although you cannot play an animation and show assembled sequences, you can achieve an exploded view in few minutes. Therefore, if you want to create a video showing how to assemble and disassemble your product, Autodesk Inventor and Autodesk Inventor Publisher enable to do it. So now I'm going to show the last two features in Showcase. So then I will open the last scene. It's a consumer product too. As I showed you at the beginning, when you are creating a new scene from scratch, you can select an existing environment. But if you want to change the environment or you didn't start with an environment, you can use the environments library. So now I'm going to show my consumer product with different environments. So here, for example, I have country. Here I have a desert. So as you see, you have a library with different environments and you can upload your own environment. You can have a photo or panoramic photo and upload this one in order to get your environment. Now I'm going to change my environment and I will show my product in a night plaza. So the environments enhance the displays of the model in the scene. Now it looks more appealing. Now the last feature is compare. This feature allows you to save time because you don't need to open two separate windows or two sessions to compare two different alternatives of the same product or two similar products from the same family. So I'm going to close environments and I will start the compare scene. I'm going to bring the same scene because I will compare two different alternatives of the same product. When making decisions about changes in your design, it can be very helpful to view different scenes side by side. Both windows, as you see, are synchronized, so if you are zooming in, zooming out, rotating, you will see the same scene with two different alternatives with the same orientation and the same location, as you see. So here what I will do is I will change the body colors. This one is white, and with this one I will specify black, for example. Here with the rim options, this one classic and here sport. I will change the grill option. So here grill number 3, and here grill number 2, and finally I will change the body option. So here I will select US. So with this tool you can make decisions faster. So here you can see the results with Showcase. Turn models into compelling imagery, videos, and real-time 3D presentations.